So quick disclaimer, this is not a quick process. Any video that says lucid dream tonight with these 4 easy steps, they're scamming you. Okay, this is a journey. This is a process. The key factors determining your success in this is motivation and discipline. There's no quick and easy how-to. I will explain to you how to lucid dream, but first I need to lay down the fundamentals that you need. Make sure you're dream journaling. Essentially, every time you have a dream, when you wake up, you want to write it down. No matter how small, you want to write every detail as much as you can. When you first start this, you may not remember anything. A lot of people, they claim they don't have dreams, but in actuality, they just don't remember them at all. But as you practice your dream journaling, you're going to recall more and more, and this process actually goes pretty quickly, at least for me it did. Your whole life you've been sleeping sort of mindlessly, in the fact that you see it as pointless, as in when you go to sleep, your awareness turns off. This is telling your brain that we want to remember and record what goes down when we're asleep. It's something to preface your mind with before you sleep. Another thing you want to be doing is consistent and genuine reality checks. Keywords, consistent and genuine, okay? A reality check is essentially anything you do that will tell you if you're in a dream or not. 2 ways I do it is trying to put my finger through my hand or try to breathe through my nose when I plug it. You want to be doing things that aren't possible, like things that break the physics engine of reality. So you can like try to jump and try to fly. If you can't do it, you're not dreaming. If this finger goes through your hand, you are dreaming. But the thing is, it has to be genuine. While you're doing the reality check, you need to simultaneously be scanning the room, genuinely asking yourself. It can't be a passive activity, otherwise it really won't work. The idea is that this habit will come up in your dreams too. Just like how you might pick your nose in a dream, you'll start doing reality checks in the dream. Maybe when you're dreaming, you'll just be casually doing this like you do in real life, and then all of a sudden your finger goes through. Boom, you're in. Easy, clean, done. Core thing to understand are sleep cycles and the timing of your REM sleep. You don't necessarily need a watch that tracks your sleep cycles, though I do recommend that if you seriously want to get into this. You just need to understand the general timings of the human rhythm. Generally speaking, half of your REM cycles occur in the last 2 hours of your sleep. This means if you're getting 5-6 hours of sleep, you're effectively halving the chances of you lucid dreaming, which means you need to try to sleep more, 8 hours. This is the tip that really enhanced the amount of lucid dreams I had. Essentially, you want to wake up about 30 minutes before you anticipate a REM cycle. So for example, this graph shows a REM cycle an hour and a half into sleep. That's the first one. So you'd wake up an hour in, stay up for 20 minutes or so, go back to sleep, and hopefully you enter sleep and you find that pocket of REM sleep. Keep your mind busy, because the whole idea of this is to become a little more wakeful, but not to just jack up your system. So like, don't go on a run, don't hit the shower. You just kind of maybe like read a book, do something relaxing but requires attention. You kind of want to walk the line of like not staying too sleepy and not riling yourself up, because you want to fall asleep quickly after. But you don't want to be so sleepy that you immediately just drop into non-lucid sleep. This is more effective in the 6-hour range. You wake up about 6 hours into your sleep cycle, or if you don't sleep 8 hours, wake up at about the 3.5-4 hour-ish. The thing I do to have a lot of lucid dreams is let's say I wake up at 6, I go to the gym, I come home, I nap for hour and a half, 2 hours. Almost every time I'm gonna have a lucid dream. Chant in your head while you're sleeping. The point of this is to, like I said earlier, walk the line between awareness and sleep. You sort of attach your awareness to a signal phrase that you're repeating in your mind, and you sort of cling on to it. As your body falls into sleep, you kind of keep that sliver of awareness with that. And so the last thing you're thinking of is that signal phrase. So that signal phrase could be, mine is, the next time I'm dreaming, I'll know I'm dreaming. And I synchronize it with my breath. So inhale, the next time I'm dreaming. Exhale, I'll know I'm dreaming. Your signal phrase can be anything. It just needs to be something you're repeating. And like I said earlier, it can't be passive. It needs to be an active thing. What can happen is you'll be repeating your phrase, and then you'll start actually thinking. It's like your mind becomes split in two, where half of it's saying the phrase and the other half is mindlessly thinking. You want to cut out that mindless thinking. You want to focus straight on the phrase. but not too much because then you're gonna stay awake. The wild method. I find this one to be more difficult for me, but once you master it, you can lucid dream anytime, anywhere, so it's kind of OP. The idea is that you consciously fall asleep all the way through. You keep that sliver of awareness all the way up until the dream formation. The primary ways you can do this is through body awareness, which is focusing on parts of your body, visualizing movement, visualizing scenery. The thing about this is you have to walk that steady line the whole way through. I'd only try this with Wake Back to Bed because, as you can see from the graph earlier, your first hour and a half of sleep, you're like dead asleep. Okay, you're not getting any REM. So trying to be consciously aware through deep sleep, you'd have to be like, your name has to be like Rami Krishna or Sadhguru to be able to do that. That's just incredible ability. If you're ever dreaming and you wake up in the middle of the night, for real wake up, don't move, don't do anything. Try the wild method at that moment when you wake up. Don't move. For me, I've had a lot of reoccurring lucid dreams like that. And you can get into cycles where like you'll have a lucid dream and then you'll wake up from it. But if you stay dead, play dead, with the wild method, you can return to another lucid dream. That's where I find its primary use. I find the mild great at beginning a lucid dream, whereas the wild can keep it going. When you drop into a wild and you can't quite see things, you need to give the dream space to form. You need to let it go. You need to try to visualize. If you try to fly, you're probably going to try too hard and like kind of jack up your hormones, and you're probably going to wake up. You got to let it incubate. You got to let the dream marinate. I don't know what kind of factor I would call this or how to explain this, but the more you're thinking about it, the more lucid dreaming is on your mind throughout the day. That is, in my opinion, the primary predictor of success. If you can be obsessive with this, it will happen. You need to be obsessive, and you can't give up, and you can't feel bad about it, and you need to know it's going to work. You need to tell yourself it's going to work. That's why in the mild, you're repeating to yourself a mantra, a chant. It's going to reinforce your confidence that you have the ability to do this. Okay, I have one last tip. Keep your experiments novel. You need to make a distinction between regular sleep and lucid dream sleep. This is to signal to your brain, hey, we're going to be doing something different tonight, okay? So what that might look for you is lighting a candle, turning on a cool light effect, listening to a particular sound, sleeping in a different place.